Have you ever said something in the heat of the moment and immediately wished you could take it back? Or maybe you've replayed an argument in your head, thinking of all the perfect comebacks you should have used. We've all been there. It feels like our emotions hijack our mouths, and before we know it, we've made a situation worse. But what if I told you there's a superpower you can develop that can change all of this? A tool so simple, yet so profound, that it can transform your relationships, your career, and your own peace of mind. That superpower is silence. Now I know what you might be thinking. Silence isn't that just not talking? Isn't it awkward or weak? Not at all. We're not talking about the awkward silence when you run into an old acquaintance at the grocery store. We're talking about a powerful, intentional silence. A strategic pause. This is the Stoic art of not reacting, and it's one of the most effective techniques for navigating the chaos of modern life. The ancient Stoic philosophers, guys like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, were masters of this. They lived in a world just as unpredictable and stressful as ours, full of political drama, social pressures, and personal challenges. Their secret weapon wasn't a sharp tongue or a quick wit. It was their ability to control their inner world, to choose their response instead of being swept away by an automatic reaction. Epictetus famously said, "We are disturbed not by what happens to us, but by our thoughts about what happens." Think about that for a second. It's not the annoying email from your boss that ruins your day. It's your immediate, unfiltered reaction to it. It's the story you tell yourself, "They don't respect me," or "I'm going to get fired." The event itself is neutral. It's just words on a screen. Your reaction is what gives it power. So how do we practice this art of silence? The first step is to create a gap. When something happens that triggers you, a critical comment, a frustrating setback, someone cutting you off in traffic, your first instinct is to react, to lash out, to defend yourself, to get angry. Instead, I want you to do one thing. Pause, just for a moment. Take a deep breath. This tiny gap is where your power lies. It's the space between stimulus and response. In that space, you give your rational mind a chance to catch up with your emotional brain. You can ask yourself a few simple questions. Is this really a big deal? Will this matter in a week, a month, or a year? What is the most constructive way to respond right now? Often, you'll find that the best response is no response at all. Silence becomes your shield. It prevents you from adding fuel to the fire. It communicates a quiet confidence and control that is far more powerful than any angry outburst. Imagine you're in a meeting and a colleague publicly questions your work. The old you might have gotten defensive, stumbled over your words, and created a tense, awkward atmosphere. But the new you, the stoic you, simply pauses. You listen calmly. You hold their gaze, not in a challenging way, but in a way that says, "I hear you." Then, after a moment of silence, you might say, "Thank you for that perspective. I'll take that into consideration." Or you might simply nod and move on. What just happened? You disarmed the situation. You refused to get into a power struggle. You showed everyone in the room that you are composed, thoughtful, and not easily rattled. Your silence spoke volumes. It said, "I am in control of myself, and this comment does not define me or my work." That is true strength. This isn't about being passive or letting people walk all over you. Far from it. This is about choosing your battles. It's about conserving your energy for what truly matters. As Seneca wrote, "He who is brave is also composed." True bravery isn't about reacting to every single provocation. It's about having the inner fortitude to remain calm amidst the storm. It is about understanding that your peace of mind is too valuable to be given away to every minor annoyance or insult that comes your way. Think of it like this. Your emotional energy is a finite resource. Every day you wake up with a certain amount. Do you want to spend it reacting to pointless arguments on social media, fuming about the guy who took your parking spot, or getting worked up over a minor disagreement? Or do you want to invest that energy into your goals, your passions, and the people you love? Silence is the gatekeeper of that energy. When you choose not to react, you are making a conscious decision to protect your inner peace. You are saying, "This situation does not deserve my energy." This is incredibly liberating. It frees you from the emotional roller coaster that so many of us are trapped on. Let's look at another scenario. You have a difficult conversation with a loved one. Emotions are running high. Voices are raised. You feel that familiar surge of anger or hurt, and you're about to fire back with a cutting remark, but instead, you stop. You close your mouth. You just listen. In that silence, something magical can happen. The other person, no longer facing a wall of resistance, might start to calm down. They might feel heard for the first time in the conversation. Your silence creates a space for them to express themselves fully, and for you to truly listen without just waiting for your turn to speak. When you do finally speak, it will be from a place of understanding, not reaction. Your words will be more measured, more compassionate, and far more likely to lead to a resolution rather than an escalation. This is the constructive power of silence. It's not just a defensive tool. It's a creative one. It builds bridges instead of burning them. It fosters connection and understanding. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, spent his evenings writing in his journal, reflecting on his day. He wasn't tweeting his every thought or reacting to every rumor in the Senate. He was using quiet reflection to process his experiences and choose his actions wisely. He understood that true power lies not in the noise you make, but in the deliberate, thoughtful choices you make in the quiet moments. So how do we get better at this? It's a practice, like learning an instrument or a sport. You won't be perfect overnight. The first step is awareness. Start noticing the gap. The next time you feel triggered, just observe the feeling. Say to yourself, there's that feeling of anger, or there's that urge to get defensive. Don't judge it, just notice it. The second step is the breath. The simple act of taking one deep, conscious breath can reset your nervous system. It sends a signal to your brain that you're not in immediate danger, giving your rational mind a chance to step in. The third step is to expand the gap. Maybe today you can only pause for 1 second. That's a win. Tomorrow, try for 2 seconds. The more you practice, the wider that gap between stimulus and response will become, and the more control you'll have. Remember, the goal isn't to become an emotionless robot. The Stoics weren't about suppressing emotions, but about not being ruled by them. The goal is to feel your emotions, acknowledge them, and then choose a wise and virtuous response. Silence is one of the most powerful tools in your arsenal to do just that. It's the pause that allows for wisdom. It's the space where you reclaim your power. It's the quiet at the center of the storm where you find your strength and your peace. So the next time you're tempted to react, try the Stoic alternative. Stay silent. Take a breath. Choose your response. You might be amazed at how much power you can find in doing nothing at all. You'll find that the loudest person in the room is often the weakest, while the one who can hold a calm silence commands a quiet, unshakable respect. Thank you so much for joining me on this exploration of Stoic silence. I hope you found it valuable. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more content on practical philosophy for modern life. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever used silence to de-escalate a situation? Let's continue the conversation down there. Until next time, stay thoughtful.